Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Batcast, where I, Adam Upper, talk with my buddy Braydon Kenny about Batman and the animated series. And this week, we are talking about Fear of Victory, our second Scarecrow episode. How are you doing today, Braydon?
I'm so hungry. You guys can't see it, but there's like a box of like jumbo shrimp, deep fried, like right at my feet. And I know I can't eat it because the mic's gonna pick it up. How are you doing?
I am all right, I suppose. I had today off, so can't complain.
Good stuff.
Except for I yet again put off editing again today and just realized I'm fucking gonna be like 8 episodes behind after today, after recording today. But good nonetheless. So as I said, we are talking about our second Scarecrow episode with Fear of Victory. It was the 24th episode produced, and it was the 19th episode to air. So we're pretty close to when it was being produced and aired. And so making that air on Tuesday, September 29th, 1992. Yeah, so we're just at the end of September. So yeah, do you remember what you're doing Tuesday, September 29th, 1992?
I was undergoing a medical experiment where I was having adamantium grafted to my skeleton and turned into a dangerous weapon.
Yes, I gotta love that Canadian healthcare, so we can just
That's exactly
do
where I was going to
that.
go for a Canadian healthcare joke.
Do that for anybody who wants it and whatnot. So I sure went with that to fucking help them right back, but no. But yeah, so probably yeah, Tuesday 29th, so probably just doing whatever you do in grade 8. I don't know what that is, so I don't remember. I don't remember much from grade 8 really, to be honest, really. So as I said, like in the last episode, we were talking about Scarecrow, where like there's going to be like a different design with the second episode, and I
Mhm.
couldn't remember, and I didn't look it up because I wanted to wait, and I couldn't remember what the different design was. But as soon as I saw them and had I had the teeth and whatnot, I was like, oh yeah, this is the better design, I think, with for
Oh
Scarecrow,
yeah.
I think. So I think I'll try to remember to put have some pictures to put up for that. But obviously, if people are watch along with this on Netflix or the Amazon Prime or probably HBO Max if that's still a thing in the States. Yeah, if anybody listening in the States that watch along with us, is HBO Max still a thing? Let us know on X or Instagram or whatever. Just
I think it's just
message us and
Max now.
or yeah, but if that hasn't died off yet, let us know. So yeah, so this is written by Samuel Warren Joseph and directed by Dick Sabat. So like I think that the director's name sounds familiar. So I think this is like his second or third episode he's done, I think. That name sounds familiar.
There's a couple new names in there.
Yeah.
Who was the first guy?
They're written by Samuel Warren Joseph. So the writer sounds new, but the director's name sounds familiar. But
Yeah, well, this
yeah,
is
so
where also we finally catch up with Robin for the first time in like a long time.
because like I think the only other episode he showed up so far has been like the second episode was like
Christmas with the Joker.
the Christmas Joker episode or whatever, which I always felt was weird that that episode was before this one because at least with this one it makes a little more sense because it actually shows him with as like being like Dick Grayson because
Hmm.
I think he was just Robins for the entire episode.
Yep.
In the last one, he was, and I think, so I think this was the first appearance of Dick Grayson instead of just Robin himself.
Hmm. Yeah, we
But
also
yeah,
see
but
Robin's life in university now.
because he's chilling out watching the he's at his dormitory at Gotham University with his roommates who's like on the university football team and they're watching that newscast. It was like praising Brian's performance at the And he's most likely going to be drafted and whatnot, saying he's like a big like football guy, and it made me laugh that they're wearing their old like 1930s style helmets.
I know. It's very fitting for the
Or
animation aesthetic. But
so
yeah,
that's
it's very dated too.
yeah, maybe you think of that one. I never, movie I never saw, but I remember seeing the commercial, the trailers for it. It was like that George Clooney movie where it was like they're doing football too, and it was like they're wearing like the same style helmets and stuff. So it at least made me think
Yeah.
of that.
I know what movie you're thinking of. The title's escaping me
Yeah, I know.
right now,
Yeah, I
but
can't
yeah.
think. Yeah,
Or
I can't
another
think of
one
what it
is
is.
if you saw the Super Bowl commercial with Patrick Stewart, where he was like dressed up in like old English style like football. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I didn't see that one. I'll have to check that in. But yeah, so I heard talk about that. Then they heard on the TV that there's a bunch of sports bloopers and stuff where like like there's like three or four of them that look like they're being scared and end up like screwing up the plays, and they're all confused on what was going on with that. And then and as soon as that happened, there was a knock at the door, and it was the telegraph, and that was obviously like a really bad, yes, disguised by the Scarecrow, like
Yeah, it's like a
Batman.
Groucho Marx bellhop at a university.
Yeah, yeah. Bruce Wayne's like Marches Malone is like a better costume than this one. So it goes to show that like the Dick Grayson isn't the detective that Bruce Wayne or later on is who's the third Robin that was also the good detective. I
Oh, Tim
always
Drake.
Yeah, Tim Drake, yeah, because I think he's the other one that Rachel Gould ends up calling a detective as well, than just Batman, because he's actually like right up there in the detective skills instead of just being good at fighting and whatnot. So
Hmm.
yeah, so obviously, yeah, as I said, Robin isn't the detective and didn't clue into the bad disguise. And he opens up the telegraph and he's like, "Oh, this is weird." And then he shows it to Robin, and it's some weird poem.
Yeah, so it's like a telegram that's like saying like wishing you luck, your biggest fan or something like that, along the lines. And so they're both confused as to who's sending this because it doesn't have
uh,
a name attached.
yeah, and it says on it that only a fool knows no fear, and they
That's
both
right.
like look,
Yeah.
yeah, they both like look at each other like, okay, that was weird. So like, I just obviously note that both of them handled the telegraph when they got it instead of just Brad, because it was initially just addressed to Brad. But it was weird that even like on a university campus that guy, he was able to just walk up right to his dorm and deliver the mail that way instead of having to deliver it to like the front desk or whatever.
Well, and like a university's not going to have a bellhop. Like a hotel would have a bellhop. So like
Yeah,
even Scarecrow's like sorry, spoiler, his disguise choice is kind of particularly unique. But
yeah.
I just thought it was funny because like you think like you got like a cheap tip and like because like you kind of expected to tip your bellhop, so maybe you decided to use that as an opportunity to mess with this guy. You imagine being like a scarecrow working as like your Starbucks barista, and you're like stupid enough to like go light on the tip. They'll chuck fear gas in your friggin' face.
Well, he's a university student, so I imagine he's not like Dick, who has like rich steward that can pay for everything for you. So he probably does that, but that's probably all the money he had for the next like 3 months, so like 50 cents that he gave him. So yeah, so that's like, yeah, so not getting skipped on a tip in Starbucks was one thing, yeah, but expecting like more than like 50 cents from the student is so hopefully the Scarecrow's not that much of a piece of shit that he'd expected a student to tip more than he did already.
Fair enough. Yeah, so it cuts after that to the game day where it's Gotham University and they're down it's like 24-3 on the score.
Yeah,
And Brian, the roommate, he's looking very sweaty and very panicked. Like
yeah.
one thing that I liked was like his performance there because they're like you need to pass the ball. He's like, right, pass the ball. Yeah, yeah, totally. Like, yeah, that's what I gotta do.
In the huddle or whatever, yeah. So on like what they were showing like on the news like the night before, where he was, pro quarterback guy. He looks like he's, like the other people, looks like he's super scared and stuff. So So then
Hmm.
then they do the play, and then they see like the three opposing players rushing at them. They have like they're all like different colors. One's like blue, one's green, and the one's like orange or something, I think, or something. And
Yeah, I
then
love
yeah,
this animation here, man.
yeah. So it's like looks like it's just like three guys running at him. Then it cuts to him. He's all squared, and it cuts back, and then their faces are like different. And then they just get super down there. So they just scare him, and he gets like super scared, and screws up the play again. So it's like
Yeah.
so it's just like so it's just like the people that him and Dick saw on the news the night before.
Yeah, so Dick's like, something's going on, man. Like, this is like too unusual that first all these like different athletes going around in the area are starting to have like panic attacks. And then this happens to my roommate right after hearing about this. So it cuts to Dick in Robin mode with Batman and the Batmobile, and he's explaining the situation to them.
He's
Batman
like, hey,
thinks it's
this
just
is like,
stress.
he was like, yeah, this is like super weird. He was like, yeah, looked like he was super scared and didn't know what the couldn't get a hold of himself, sort of thing. So then Batman somehow sees that like diamond necklace in the road.
Okay, the eyesight that this man must have to see a single diamond necklace drop and like he hits the brakes hard, like going who knows how fast. Like, Bruce, if you had that good accuracy, maybe you could have stopped your parents from getting shot. Just saying.
No, that just means he saw it extra good. That's all. So that's why it's like super ingrained in his memory.
Fair
Because
enough.
his eyesight was like super good. That's why he remembers it.
Yeah.
That's why we see
He
him in the
remembers
second
every single
movie.
detail except trying to stop the mugger, which he'll never forgive himself for. You were 8 years
Yeah.
old, boy. You were just almost a man.
So they stop and look up, and or Gray grabs a necklace, and then they look up and sees the two like robbers like filling the bag up, and then they see Batman down there. So they're like, screw it, it's Batman. And they go to that really oddly placed ladder, but it happens to be like right there. It's like weirdly placed right in the middle of the front of the building, which they usually don't put ladders like that obnoxiously on buildings.
Yeah. It's typically in like the alley or like near the fire escape or something. But
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I also
on the side of the building at least too.
Yeah. I also found
Oh
it hilarious how these goons, like, okay, someone's taking like roids or venom here, because these guys, when they're starting to climb up the wall, these goons are using a crowbar when they realize that Batman and Robin are coming after them to chuck a gigantic statue down on them. When I say this thing must weigh a literal ton, I
yeah.
mean
I thought
a
it was just
literal
rocks.
ton.
What is it like on like the front of it? So you just kind of loosened it and just pushed it forward, or was it on the top of it and pushed it that way?
I think he put it from the back. Like he just kind of like heaved it off and like it let gravity do the rest. But like these are like gigantic They're taller than the goons. Like they're like these winged angel looking statues. I'm like, all right, clearly someone's working out, or Bane's starting to, send test subjects on his Venom crusade.
Or maybe they're weeping angels.
Ah, you just reminded me I got to get back into Doctor Who. Yes, sir.
So like they when they're grappling up and doing that, and they're throwing the blocks down on them. Yeah, Robin looks like from handling the telegraph as well. Yeah, the fear toxin looks like it starts to take hold of him as well. And he's once he's like halfway up the building, he looks down and gets scared, and he's almost lets go and stuff. And then that distracts Batman as they're throwing the blocks down, and he like almost fucking eats it because of that. But he has like a spare grapple gun or whatever, and ends up saving himself that way. And then they just say, did they end up catching the guys, or did they end up getting away? And then they had to take off because of Robin being scared.
I think the guys they did manage to take them out, but two things I wanted to mention was like yeah, like Robin is high up, like what's easily like 20 stories off the street. But something that's important that I think the listeners, if you don't already remember, Dick Grayson is a former trapeze artist and an acrobat. So he is used to having like to work with heights. Like that was the whole
Yeah,
like training that he had when he was at the circus. So for this fear gas to get at him has to show that this is not just a different type of fear gas, but more powerful than the one that Batman had the last time he encountered Scarecrow. And the other thing
yeah.
is Batman, when he's trying to get up out of the way, he swings into this lady's apartment, and I'm pretty sure it was Sherman's mom returning to the scene of the dating world
Oh yeah, because
because
she's like
yeah, she
startled.
looked
And
like
she's like, oh my. Then she's like, oh my. Hey.
and then she went, "Oh my."
So after that, they get back to the Batcave, and figure out it's like the powder on the telegraph, and then yeah, Batman analyzes it, and then it fears. I figured, as he said, it's like a different fear toxin that is activated because of the adrenaline.
Oh, but Adam, we can't skip over this detail. How does he analyze it? What does he use as test subjects?
Oh, the fucking the cats or whatever.
Batman is using cats in lab research. If Selena Kyle was to find this out, she'd castrate him quick.
Who do you think left them the cats?
Yeah, but not for that.
No, no.
Like,
What the fuck else is he going to use them for? He's never there to be the fucking guy to pet them. So, like, what the hell else is
Bruce
he gonna
Wayne's got
do?
photo ops. Is like, here, little girl, have a kitten. Like,
He's not gonna test on Alfred. He needs him to be fucking up and at him, and then fucking and Robin's off at fucking university. He's not
oh, come
around to
on.
fucking test stuff
Alfred
on.
is definitely on some kind of drugs. And as you just
Uh,
said, Dick's at university. He's trying a lot. He's experimenting.
so after that, they figures out that it's a Scarecrow thing and goes to Arkham Asylum, and then it cuts to like the guard getting food his food delivery and looks into it. He's like, "Oh, corn the cob, bet you Scarecrow's great like that." He'll doing a fucking bad joke because obviously like Scarecrow and corn and whatnot.
Joker
So
shouting out from his cell, "You're
so the person bringing the food leaves, and then the guard tosses it. And then that's where you see that Batman's off in the shadow, being like, "Hey, Crane's gonna." What did he say to like when he's still in the shadows?
I don't
Like,
remember specifically what he said, but he was like, "You're like, I want to see Dr. Crane." And the guy's like, "Oh no, you can't see him. He's sleeping or something." And he's like, "Oh well, then he won't be bothered if I go check on him." So yeah, Batman goes into the cells, and I found it. This is I love little details like this. Like I know it's kind of standard practice whenever you go into Arkham Asylum that you see little glimpses of the Batman's Rogues Gallery, but it's just that little reminder that the world's a little bit bigger than just the bookends of this episode because you see Joker, you see Poison Ivy, you see Two Face. They're all in costume, by the way. Like they're not in their prison uniform.
yeah,
You'd think that
yeah,
if this is to cure them of their psychosis, that'd be the first thing you do is try and blend them back into normal society.
yeah. But this is also Arkham Asylum. We all well know they're all gonna be all out there in like 10 to 15 minutes anyway.
Fair
So
enough.
right, so they
Yeah.
might as well just like so why have them go through the part of the asylum where they usually keep the costumes when they do the processing and stuff, just to keep them be like get that all like tossed aside and stuff, trying to find their shit. So they're just like, I just leave them in the costumes, fuck it. And in
Yeah.
that scene, I always felt like as we were going through each of them, like we saw Poison Ivy, like she was cowering when Batman walked by,
Oh yeah, she
like
was.
yeah, I thought that was weird because it's not like he like beat her up or something in the cat in the claw episode or anything. He just put her in jail. So they're in Arkham. So I don't. I felt that was slightly out of character a little bit. I thought that when she was like on the ground and she started like cower as he walked by. I thought that
That's
was
true.
weird.
Yeah, Poison Ivy's not the kind of person to, like hide in the shadows and just be like, shy if Batman's around. Is kind of like, I am not going to look intimidated by you kind of personality. That's a good catch.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
they get to what I
yeah,
refer to as the Norman Bates scene
yeah.
from
So
Psycho.
Yeah,
where
so you get to Scarecrow's thing. The guards that they're kind of being like, "Oh yeah, you can't go in there." He's like, "He's sleeping," or "You just checked on him 5 minutes ago. He's fine." Then he's like, I looked in, and he's like, has a rocking chair, and he's like suspiciously rocking, facing away from the door. And then Bam opens the door, and it looks like he's looking at it has like a little rocking mechanism to go back up, and he takes the hat off, and it's just straw there. And so I was obviously like Scarecrow was able to. So what do you think he has on the guard, or how he's able to bribe, or what do you think he bribed the guard with to get him out
I
whenever
was
else is
thinking
there?
about that after watching this, and I I honestly don't know because I thought maybe he had paid him off or something. I think the closest thing that we can assume, based on how excited he was when he saw the dinner, is that Scarecrow said, "I'll give you my prison meal." And if
Yeah, you
that's,
get
I mean, maybe that's the explanation as to how easy it is to break out of Arkham Asylum.
yeah,
Like, if you can bribe your guard with food.
and it's freaking like hospital, bad hospital food at that too, I imagine. So
Yeah.
do you think he would have said like, okay, yeah, give me my food and like half seas on what I win with my kids. This is what my scheme is. Like I'm where I have a new fear thing. I'm gonna give it to the athletes and freaking rig the games and you know just watch the fucking whatever the university football game. Like you'll see the quarterback's gonna be scared. It's gonna be like
Mhm.
24-3 or some shit, some stupid shit. So so if you want proof, watch that game. Bet on it too if they want to on it too for them to lose. You maybe win some money, and then you get half of what I win as well. So do you think
Sure enough, yeah.
or do you think he was just like, hey, just let me out of here, and he just has his like his wife and kids or something?
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, that'd be a more plausible explanation. He's got something more nefarious, like he's got his family hostage or something. But yeah, this guard sure didn't seem like the sharpest knife in the drawer, if you're catching my meaning. This guy was like drooling over corn on the cob. Like, don't get me wrong, the cob's fine, but it's not something I'm going to be like salivating like I'm about to get the greatest chocolate sundae of my life just handed in front of me.
So after visiting Arkham, it cuts to the gambling center where like the same like bad disguised scarecrow named nicknamed Lucky is getting his winnings from from the last football game where Dick's roommate was drugged, and the guy was saying like, hey, you seem to be freaking winning a bunch of money in these last few days or whatever. What's your story or whatever? He's like, oh, I'm just lucky, I guess, just like my name.
He's like, I make my
And
own luck. And I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
well,
make you
Harvey Dent did too. And look what happened to him.
So yeah, so he leaves, and then the guy sends the thug after him. He's like, "Okay, just figure out. He knows something, and we want to know. I want to know what that is as well, so that we can either win some money or stop him from winning it, or both, or whatever's going to happen." So
Yeah,
so
so he
they
follows Scarecrow to, I think it was like the stables where they keep like race horses or something. And he demands to know like what like how's he getting to know how's he winning all this money? And Scarecrow's pretty upfront with him. He's like, I fix the games. Like I love like once again, it's that attitude Scarecrow brings to the table of just not just I know I'm the smartest person in the room, but I'm going to make you feel stupid intentionally along the way.
Yeah,
Like
because the guy says right away, "Hey, that's impossible. No, we could rig out that many games or that many that different types of games right away." He's like, "Oh yeah, I can." And it's just like it's just all right in here, and he has another telegram looking thing in his pocket. So the guy walks
I
away and like
loved this, man. Like
you're in
Scarecrow
Gotham
has been
City.
having that telegram in his pocket with just the letter boo in it, like waiting for somebody to catch in on his plan. And he's just like, finally, it's here, it's here. It's like a kid on Christmas morning.
And that guy should fucking know not to take anything from any like super villain in Gotham City like mid heist because it's obviously gonna fucking be taking him out. Like, come on.
Yeah. But this is where we get the new adaptation of the Scarecrow look. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, as I said, yeah, this is definitely the better look of it, really, and I'll try and remember to put the before and after pics up on the in the show notes. But yeah, so this is definitely the better adapted look, I think, for that than the first look because the first look like almost had it like you can see what they kept and like what they just kind of because
Mm.
obviously it's just like the mouth and eyes really that they changed like for the most part really, but obviously like how they changed it is obviously a big enough change that it looks a lot better than what it did. What do you think?
Oh, much, much better. Like the original Scarecrow in the third episode that we reviewed, his head kind of looked like a corn stalk, whereas here his mask kind of looks like a zombie with like jagged teeth, like scary looking eyes. He's got hair now. Like he's got like a mane of like straw looking hair. Like he looks awesome. And this isn't even the best look that Scarecrow has. When we get to the new Batman Adventures, oh, he looks even better. Like if anybody gets a better makeover as the story goes along, it's a tie between Scarecrow and Joker.
So after that, it's Commissioner Gordon's at police headquarters talking about Batman, saying that they found that guy from the betting place, and he was just like terrified, and it shows him like hiding underneath like the bed or whatever, and he's just like muttering to himself, as scared as all can be. And then Batman says he relates the events of what was happening on the news about the sports events, and he says tells Gordon that he thinks that Scarecrow is behind it, doing his usual. Did oh okay? I was just about to say like what was Scarecrow's end game with this, but it was just so he can
Profit.
bet on game. Yeah, so he just bet on games. Like, oh yeah, because he says later on that what was phase two?
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
But
well, I
yeah,
keep going
yeah,
until I get caught.
yeah, because he says later on, like he says that chemicals aren't cheap when I think when Batman finds them later on.
Yeah. Hey man, I mean, this was the
Oh,
90s,
he's not
but
right. He's yeah, but yeah,
2024, we understand the cost of living these days.
yes, and if chemicals were cheap in the '90s, man, I wonder how much they are now.
Oh, frick. Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
so Batman tells Gordon like this whole plan. So rather than like it's like Gordon doesn't know where Scarecrow is or where he will be or what he's up to. But Batman's just kind of like, no, I got this. Meanwhile, I'll remind you, his sidekick and partner is still trying to process his own paranoia and can't even like figure out how to like keep his balance right. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like you're kind of wagering a lot of luck on yourself. I know you're the badass of Gotham, but it you're clearly trying to really push your luck here. I don't know. It's just really funny. It's like you told Gordon everything. He's there to help you. He will do it in a heartbeat. And Batman's just like, hey, stay in your lane.
we'll do your job, not you do your job.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Batman goes back to the Batcave and tells Robin that they're going to go to a match to stop Scarecrow from screwing with it again to make more money and whatnot on it. So yeah, so I think when they get there, does he leaves? Yeah, so. But when they get there, he leaves Robin in the back car, right? I think.
I think Robin was there, but I can't
Yeah,
remember what he was definitely like not in any danger. I remember that much. I think
yeah,
it was just kind of
but
like, if he
but
starts to run away, you're there kind of
oh yeah,
position.
but did Batman just say stay here, or was he scared and say okay, stay here? Like Like which was
I
it?
don't quite remember.
Because I
But I
was
know
just like, because
Batman was handling him on his own, Scarecrow.
yeah, because I was just thinking if Batman without the prompt of being scared when they got there because of the adrenaline kicking in, if you had Batman
Mhm.
did was going to say, "Hey, stay in the car," like when I get there, so I take care of this. Like, why bring him in the first place?
Yeah.
You could just say he's like going something's going on. You know he's still scared. And as of now, you said, yeah, I think it would have known that it would have known that it was the he got drugged by the fear toxin. So he's like, okay,
I
just stay
get
here.
lonely crime fighting, okay? You want me to
Or
say it?
he's like, oh, I need to watch him all the time. So fuck it, he's coming with me anyway. Even though I know him coming with me is going to activate it and make him more scared. And that means I'm going to have to
Well,
watch him. And it's going to distract me, but he's going to have to come with me anyway. Fucking.
to be fair, Dick was practicing in the Batcave. Like he's not like, standing on like a balance beam for like practice. He's like walking on the teetering like lines between two cliffs. So like he was about to fall into the friggin' abyss before Batman caught him. I was like, yeah, maybe I should keep an eye on you. You're a walking hazard at this point. So Batman's fighting Scarecrow up in the catwalk, and Scarecrow's threatening to drop a whole like dose of fear toxin on the entire crowd. And we cut back to my favorite game, embarrassing ways for Batman to die, when Scarecrow grabs a bunch of stadium light bulbs and smashes over Batman's head. Okay, those light bulbs absolutely have freaking mercury in them. Batman's gonna die from mercury poisoning, and Mad Hatter's going to love every minute of it. And that's where it cuts to like the test tube's about to fall, like the beaker of the fear toxin's about to fall, and that's when Robin decides to use the adrenaline rush of getting in there to his advantage to fight through the fear toxin effects, grab the test tube, and keep the public from being exposed to the gas.
Yeah, and that was a shot that they ended up using in the I think in the later intro where he's like swinging and grabbing the thing.
Oh no way!
Yeah, is that shot.
It's a good shot. It's a
Yeah,
really well done.
yeah, it's that, and then yeah, and obviously the Kira like motorcycle slide or whatever it is like later on like where like when Robin's at the dock or something like that, where like I think it's a cure or something like that, or it's like where like the famous like motorcycle slide and that and like
And
everyone
that's
else like
Akira. Yeah,
yeah I think I was fairly certain
yeah.
because
I can
yeah because I
100% confirm that's Akira.
yeah it's very fairly certain so that's why I was remembering what it was yeah because that was one thing I haven't really gotten into yet is the anime so I was hoping I was pulling at the right one.
Yeah. No, you're right on the money. So it cuts after Scarecrow's dealt with to Wayne Manor, where Dick's roommate Brian is getting signed on to a contract with the Gotham Knights, which is like
Yeah,
Gotham's like biggest sports team.
because as we missed as Batman and Robin are fighting Scarecrow to get the fear toxin, the game is going on, and
Mhm.
yeah, like when Batman went in, Robin saw Scarecrow in his disguise going after Batman, not like for Batman, but just happened to be going after Batman went in. So it looks like he followed him, and Scarecrow was went to go lace the football guy's like helmet with the first
Oh,
so
that's
that
right. Yeah, he put it in the helmet.
yeah, so that because he was there to throw the game and because he was good at betting. Betting against it again. So like it looks like yeah, so it didn't take so like I think it was Gotham University was playing again and they won. So obviously Scarecrow didn't win the money as well as getting caught as well.
Mhm. Imagine going to see that prison guard afterward, and it's like, so you owe me a lot of money. All right. Well, you're gonna make it up somehow.
And I'm still getting your food too, so fuck you.
Yeah. Prison food. It's Sky. Yeah. The last line between them is, I mean, I know what they're going for. They're going for a little button on the end of the episode, but Dick's like, I should congratulate my roommate, and Bruce is like, you could always send a telegram, and it's like, Bruce, like, is this your
Yeah,
idea of a joke?
yeah,
Guy just had
that
beer
yeah,
gas from it.
yeah, no, yeah. There was another attempt at Batman trying to do it like a dad joke, and it didn't quite take. And which reminds me, like I was going to bring up too, like putting the notes that like happened like after Dick or I guess Robin got dosed for the first time, and they're going back to the Batcave. And Batman said he's like, okay, I'll drive real slow to get home to make sure it doesn't scare you. But just I felt that you feel the way he said it sounded like unintentionally really condescending. It's like, okay,
Oh yeah.
I'll drive real slow. Like he was like meaning to be like sincere, but it just sounded unintentionally really condescending. So I was like, holy
I
shit,
feel
Batman.
like Batman
Like,
kind of gets more condescending in age. Like he just gives zero shits after a while.
well, well, yeah, because I guess with I mean I've been taught by Alfred all those years, and he probably gives no fucks. So he probably doesn't. He doesn't know how to friggin' what sarcasm's supposed to sound like, or and then what actually means sincere is actually supposed to sound like.
Yeah. Man, by like the seventh or eighth Robin, he's gonna be in like Frank Miller's like all-star Batman mode, feeding rats to the kid.
Yeah. So what would you give this episode out of five laced telegrams?
You know what? This sounds like a very standard episode, but I really liked it. I think it's a very underrated addition to the series. I mean, we've got an upgraded Scarecrow. The animation was great, music was awesome, and the story's easy to follow, but has a lot of intelligence to it. And yeah, good morals for kids, like about facing your fears. So 4.5 out of 5. Really, really good episode. How about you?
I think I'll give. I was gonna give it like 3 out of 5 laced telegrams for me. I think because I think it was just like yeah, but as I said, like even though we did get like the upgraded Scarecrow look as we mentioned earlier, it felt like just like a typical Scarecrow episode where you just had like yeah, it's just like he's like a one trick pony. Just like he has like it's like a new fear toxin has a different way to deploy it, and he's just doing it to win money through betting. Like he's not like just he's not like he's not like Scare, he's not like Joker where he's trying to dose the entire like watershed just to fuck with everybody just to make Batman stay bad, and you know it's because he can. He's just he's just trying to get money. So it's like it's not really super villain scheme. It's just like a regular villain scheme, I think. So I think 3 out of 5 for me. So any last words on this episode?
Just one thing. There's a scene in this of Batman going into Dick Grayson's dormitory. It's awkward enough when your parents go through your room. Now imagine your parent is Batman. Think of all the things that Dick's hiding, and Bruce is like, this is what I pay your college education for. Those condoms, young man.
Well, at least he's using condoms because he died. Because I don't think Dick wants his own version of Damien running around.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, just don't shoot the your black light flashlight at the bed, Batman, when you're snooping on Dick Grayson's dorm room. Yeah, at least be
I
smart enough about
literally can't touch anything.
that. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series and Scarecrow. You can follow us on Twitter/X at Beyond Backcast, on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast, and we are on YouTube now at youtube.com/at Beyond the Backcast. You can check us out there, rate, review, and subscribe, and you can yeah, get the podcast, listen to that on wherever you get your podcasts. And as I said, review, subscribe there as well. It'll help us out. And where can we find you on the internet, Braden?
You can find me on Instagram at Alfred is Zaddy. And you can also find me helping out Adam with the Facebook page Beyond the Backcast.
All right, and you can follow me at Stump Chuckman on Instagram. And as I said, like I sometimes do another podcast at the Multiverse of Marvel. You can listen to that wherever you are listening to this podcast, and probably do another one soon. Coming out actually by the time this is out, like the X-Men '97 first season should be done. So in theory, that should be out by the time this is out, I think, or if it's not, keep an eye on there. It should be out soon, if not already. And as I said, thanks for joining us at the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series at Beyond the Batcast. Goodbye, good chums. Kapow.